Yo, what's good? Parts Jakes up in this bitch, and you already know what I'm on. If y'all don't believe my conspiracy theory, well, it's not even conspiracy theories. If y'all don't resonate with my opinions, if y'all don't resonate with anything that I'm saying, we're gonna react to these Tesla Optimus robots versus 17 other humanoid robots. So by this title alone, they not only have name brand robots, but they have no name robots. So let's get into this video.
And this is where we see a variety of different movements here, of different dances. And the one thing you'll notice are different times of day. They're in different locations. And what that means is they probably trained it up with one set of dance routines, downloaded it, tested it, went over, did another one. So that means they are able to get these moves. They may be getting some rigging from Blender or some others to get some idea what these dance moves are, and then put them in there and then get it to learn how to do it with this actuation strategy, and then download it and go. So you see, it's really pretty impressive. And the takeaways here first is that it's full body control. There's no doubt about it. This is the Gen 2 bot. Let's be clear on that. It's not the Gen 3. But right here, some of these steps, they're pretty quick. And I just wish they'd send out one more video, and that is Optimus walking now with RL. I'm assuming it can walk 3 miles per hour now. So please, Tesla, if you're out there listening, that's all I want. A really prosaic update of it just walking normal speed. I don't care about running. And that will tell me that, oh, okay, you're ready. Because it's very clear it can change direction really quickly. That's always been the problem with many applications, is that they pick up the box and then they have to turn around to walk in another direction. And that's where all the cycle time is lost. But
Bro, listen. I literally said in my video, in my previous video, that robots that work like they have autism, they need super specific instructions. What he just said, I just found the term for it. It's called cycle time. In this, and I think that's the time between the stacks, the time to comprehend the stacks. So that I think they're trying to lower the cycle time. That's why agentic AI is so important. That's why it's so important to them, because it's going to get rid of that cycle time. It does not need the instructions on what to do at that point of time of the programming stack. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know what the fuck that means, but like it's going to be no time. You see what I'm saying? And even with what he just said, I can understand that, because back then when I used to do robotics, the way that it would do the instructions initially would be very quickly, but when it comes to putting it somewhere, when it comes to moving somewhere, it would be slower. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
But I need to see the.
That's when I say this, man. The mind of AI is too easy. It's not that difficult. It is the body of the AI. It's the physical body of the AI. It's the physical AI that would be the hardest to program, because you have to understand the mind and body connection. That's what I'm saying. These people are not just technological experts. They're masters of the mind and body. You see what I'm saying? They have to be, in order to truly create the perfect physical AI. So yeah.
Update.
There's an explosion of humanoid robot vendors around the world, all making their own versions. It's still too early to tell which design will be a winner and which might be a dead end. Tesla, it seems, is not only taking a very different approach for their designs for their hands, but also their choice for how the hips, legs, and feet work. It's much different than other companies. Tesla's Optimus might not be able to play soccer, but perhaps it was designed like this on purpose for other reasons. Today, we have a robotics expert, Scott Walter, a two-time robotics company founder, joining us to explain how 17 robots were designed and why. Welcome back, Scott. Appreciate you very much.
Yeah, welcome back, Herbert, because I'm taking over the show today.
You are.
Of what's been going on.
Good. It was good.
Yeah. And we'll give what the design space was and what the designers were thinking about the hips, because it was clear there wasn't just one design. There were several designs.
So I'm going to go to each section of this video and just talk about it, because I can honestly, I'm not watching these videos to understand them. I don't want to understand these people. I already know what they're going to do. The evidence has already been foretold long ago. You see what I'm saying? Ancient Egyptians understood this, and the civilization before them understood this. It just wasn't in a different manner. They believed they was going to transcend to the sun. These people believe they're going to transcend to the robot, to the AI. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they believe they're going to transcend mortal intelligence, because that's what quantum immortality comes in. The ability to, because all of this is, your entire body is intelligence. You see what I'm saying? What to do, how to do, when to do. You see what I'm saying? What's the tenacity of it? You see what I'm saying? And by transcending this technology, right, you go into a quantum immortality state where your intelligence, what the intelligence that you gathered will stack upon one another. You see what I'm saying? And you become a complete creation. So yeah, and what I get from this, it's all in the hips. Can we learn anything from the evolution of hip kinematics in humanoid robots? Is there a growing consensus of the optimal design? Yes, and there's data to prove it. First, a primer on hip kinematics. The hip design will be the expression of AI gender. After the master of agentic AI, because that's the new era that's coming in right now. Is agentic AI, and agentic AI has its own initiative, its own activities outside of human intervention. So that's the mind of the physical AI. When it comes to the physical body of the AI, after they get the model together, which is what this video is about, because the type of physical AI is everywhere, but they're trying to find the best model for it to mass produce. Once they do that, this hip kinematics will then lead into AI gender expression. You see what I'm saying? So yes, because we all know that women have different hips from men in order for the baby to come out, and you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's it. Then after that, it's going to be they them type gender, you know,
going on out there. And before we can go in there, you have to come up with a taxonomy for the hip. And to do that, we have to understand a little bit about hip kinematics. That's really quite simple. The first thing is that biomechanics refer to the motion, basically swinging your legs when you're walking.
At first, it's going to be a intersex type of model. It's going to be a blend of both. I mean, not a blend of both. It's going to be a simplified gender model, a simplified gender hip structure for the AI, for the physical AI. But when it comes to the fact that they master that, then it's going to go to the point where they can see if AI can express gender based off the previous knowledge of humanity that is understood. Because whether you know or not, the real knowledge of humanity itself is the language expression. You see what I'm saying? That's why they nailed that first.
Or if you're kicking as flexion, and when it goes back, extension, but we just call it flexion to keep it easy. And there's ab and adduction, which is the motion of either crossing your legs or spreading your legs. And finally, there's rotation, as you can see here, that would make your knee kind of point in one direction or another. And the thing about these is that the hip is actually a ball and socket joint, but the humanoids are not able to actually do a ball and socket joint. So what they end up doing is they do a serial stack actuators, and that you can organize those in any order that you want. So we have these letters FAR is basically
the reason why that they can't do a ball and socket joint is because AI isn't holistic. It's not holistic. You see what I'm saying? It's not. It has to be programmed. If you give it a type of socket where it can move like this, that's why I think agentic AI will change all of this, because it will then, based off the by the data of physiology that they would give to the type of AI. I don't know the specific terms for me, but I'm just trying to get the gist of it based off of what I've seen. I think agentic AI will get rid of this, and I think that would be the phase into AI gender expression. Before AI gender expression is going to be a type of understanding from agentic AI where they can use ball and joint movement for AIs, man. I'm telling you.
3 letters, 3 factorial is 6. There's 6 possible combinations that we can organize these things. So that means the design space is about 6. And
not only will these type of hip configuration. There we go. I'm reading on the board. This type of hip configuration will also determine the type of purpose the robot will have. Like, for example, if it's in law enforcement, it will have bigger shoulders, bigger hips and stronger hips. a server at a bar, it would have a lean type of build. You know what I'm saying? A woman, a female AI gender expression, hip, would be wide. You see, it's kind of not wide. It would be not female. I'm sorry. Law enforcement, Medicare. You see what I'm saying? A medical assistant. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the gist of it.
You'll see that some of them have been explored and some not. And the question is why. And you notice there's actually a seventh design space because we have FAR. So that's going to be flexion, abduction, rotation. And another one, which is rotation, abduction.
Yes, and these variations of whatever the fuck FAR means, it will be, I'm telling you, they're going to create different, what I'm trying to say.
Flexion, which I call RAF. So you get FAR and then RAF. And then there's another version of RAF, which is using a parallel actuation, but basically it's the same idea.
I forgot what I'm trying to say.
The design space is about 6. And you'll see that some of them have been explored and some not. And the question is why. Flexion, abduction, rotation. And another one.
Flexion, abduction, rotation.
Abduction, flexion, which I call RAF. So
okay. So you remember how I said how different occupations for the AI robots, right? That's the variation. It just proves my point.
FAR, and then be very interested about.
We are bone and socket designed for our second gen of Atom robot. I bet you the Atom robot has agentic AI. Wait. Hey Gemini, does the second generation of AI robots called Atom, does it has agentic AI?
Based on the video, the robot called Atom does not appear to have generative AI. It's described as having advanced physical capabilities, but there's no mention of AI like what you'd find in ChatGPT.
Okay.
Flexion at the end, but you see most of them went with ARF. And there was only.
So what if you can create like a type of AI that can create new type of hip configuration, not hip configuration.
So I will this homework. They're looking at what other people are doing and they're innovating, coming up with other stuff. So I really like following what they're doing, and so this is exciting for me. I can't wait to see what they come up with. Okay. So the conclusion, and I put a post. I mean, it's okay. Bodies have is this way because our actuators, in a sense.
I literally just said in the beginning of my video, these people are masters of minds and body, bro. Like, to be honest, these people are masters of mind and body, bro. No. They have a different section. They have the people who are completely. Y'all gotta understand how corporations work, especially corporations of like dealing with AI and shit. These people have to do everything specifically. You see what I'm saying? They have to do everything specifically. When those two things are done, they come together to piece the puzzles together so they can work in harmony. They have one section of the mind, data sets, all that shit. Then they have the other side, engineering, understanding how understanding configurations, how to create movement, how to create all of this stuff. So yeah, man, like I'm telling y'all, bro.
Are designed. The flexion is really defined in this plane. It's not defined in the plane of the leg. It's defined in the plane of the body. That's how you want to do it. So that is sort of one of the reasons why it's important to have the flexion as the first axis, which is what a lot of people notice. If you want it to play soccer, and again, in the factory, all you have to do is bring in the flexure, and that's it. It swings right through. But you see that way? You see, it's really hard with the flexure to be able to do that, to get it to kick that way over. It gets a bit complicated. Now, of course, it's a little bit more than that, is that you also want to put in your knee bend. And so that's also going to require maybe a little bit of abduction there to get that. But for the most part, it's still the flexures that are doing all the work to come through. And we can attempt to do it here, but it gets really convoluted trying to get the abductors in there. And so you can organize that. And this is something we're going to point out as we move along. So here's a short clip that we've received recently of showing Optimus dancing. And the reason I bring this in there is you can.
When niggas be like AI is going to take over the world, they actually fucking mean it. By the way, y'all, they're showing this shit, But I can rest assure you, bro, they have something way greater than this. Like, I don't put it past these people. I don't put it past these people.
Kind of see, it's almost kicking that way. You see, when its toes are out in the direction, you see how it has to kick kind of straight out? It's not attempting to kick forward.
This robot can dance better than me.
It's kicking side to side. So it's almost proving my point. So I just wanted you to see that, the virtual model is one thing, but if you look at the real model, you see it's doing something very, very similar. Okay. Now, I did receive a lot of feedback here, and here's one from someone who, is a PhD student and thinking about it. And I want to point out that this is not quite right. Okay. Problem of we're having this problem.
My point is proven over and over again, bro. All you need to make the perfect AI, all you need to do is just grab the greatest scholars of the fields that's required to make an AI, right? Physiology, human anatomy, human mind. Bring those people together and have them coordinate their knowledge to engineers, to engineers and all these people who know how to coding people, all these people who know how to create AI. You can create a super team like that. So basically got to translate that knowledge, digitalize it, and put it in a manner that an AI can operate as. You see what I'm saying?
Is that, and this is going to be with all the bots, is that this is how the human anatomy works. We have hoping everyone would pick up.
Exactly.
This shows a lack of animation, Mo. I agree with all you said, but that only proves that Optimus was sick at mimicking how humans kick a ball. That doesn't mean that he can't kick a ball in his own way by leveraging other clever ways to use what it has. No matter the limits, just like a person without arms can train to use legs and feet and use ways to do stuff that even people with both arms can't hope to accomplish. That's why human priors could be detrimental in RL, as it may confine the solution space. Assuming it should kick the ball the proper way, prevents. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's why I think agentic AI is so important. It will give AI imagination, because it would give it a way to do things on its own, to do it the way that it knows how. Because let's go back to this point right here. Mimicking how humans kick the ball. You don't want to create an AI that can mimic humans. You want to create an AI that can do it in the way that it best knows how. Because once it does that, you won't need to keep programming it. You won't need to keep doing that. That's why my videos about agentic AI, it kind of made me go, I wouldn't say crazy, but it made me go in depth into this, because it's only it's the piece of the puzzle that lays the entire foundation of the new era we're about to go into. And I believe this bombing on the other side of the world is just a distraction of what's going on now. You see what I'm saying? We kick balls with the side of foot because that is what our mechanics prefer. We kick balls with the side foot because that is what okay.
So let me pause for a second. One of the ways I understand that
they released that they're using reinforcement learning for locomotion and the improvement that it made overall. And part of this video segment was also a post from Brett talking about the fact that they had a white paper. And if no one's seen the white paper, go to there and read it. It's on the Figure website, and they explain exactly what they did in there. And probably just myself and I think Chris Paxton read it. I'm not sure.
Is this actually going to be more optimal? No matter how much these robots look human, they aren't. Motors are not muscles. Metal is not bone, etc. It seems artificial and suboptimal to reward human motion for a general. It seems artificial and suboptimal to reward human motion for a general purpose robot. That is why there's a nano flesh. That's why nanobots is going to become so. I'm telling y'all. After this phase is over with, they're going to realize, because they're going to announce a phase, right? They're going to announce a phase of what's going to happen to the world. Then problems will arise that will have a solution to that. You know what I'm saying? And then they go into a darkness period again, where they don't release anything. Something. They're going to create something called nanoflesh. They need to create nanoflesh. They need to start producing nanobots, and like they need to create carbon fiber flesh, synthetic fiber flesh. And when I say flesh, I mean as water not water, but a type of thick liquid fluid that can be encapsulated into synthetic fiber, nanofiber, with nanobots inside of it, and how the wiring will be protected will be by I don't know, by an insulator or something. I don't freaking know, but they need to create a way for these muscles to not be rigid, because that's the main problem with it. That's the main problem. Their programming of these motor these physical AIs is that the way it's created limits it. It's self-evident. Of course, it's going to be limited because of the way it's created. But if you create it in a way, it's reverse engineering humanity. We were created mentally first, then physically. They're creating they're creating it mentally first instead of physically first. I think in my mind they should have created AI physically first, perfected it first, because the mind is easy. It's easy to me, in my opinion. But they need to somehow to make these motors, fluid. And if they need to use synthetic flesh, synthetic fluid for it, that's what they need to do. The benefit of a humanoid robot is one general hardware platform that can do human-like applications, and over time, we want our robot to move more like a human throughout the world. Policy learning using RL might converge to suboptimal control strategies that do not contradict the stylistic attributes that define human walking. That includes you walking with a human gait, whether he'll like type shit.
Sure. I read that.
And so start having a playroom where it really goes in and starts, they call it a romper room, whatever, where they start playing together and learning collaboratively that way. But they're not quite there yet. Everything has to be kind of bootstrapped. So we had this post come out a few weeks ago, and it broke the internet, right, for a couple of reasons here. And as we can see, Optimus is dancing pretty well. And the result of this is that before I actually decide to break this down, we need to go
back to the future.
Use a little bit of time. Well, back to the future, back to the past.
Self-slip before.
Y'all, I personally believe that these AIs, agentic AI, how would AI... Bro, I just literally thought about this. What if they're able to recognize one another with agentic AI? Because agentic AI has other agents it can collaborate with to complete a type of task. So what if they have within these programs that is encapsulated in the agentic AI? What if those other agents are other AI physical robots? Can y'all, these applications that can be created with this is so mind blowing that I can see the allure of, fuck it, let's go, let's do it. I can see the allure in it because even I want to know, but I'm more concerned with the dangers of it and the capabilities of it if that unknown is not contained. You see what I'm saying?
What's really crazy here is that for these, Optimus is actually blind, keeping its balance without video, only other onboard sensors consumed by a neural net running it in 2 to 3 milliseconds on its embedded computer. More exciting work happening on adding vision so it can better plan ahead, making the gait look more natural in such rough terrain, making it more responsive to velocity direction commands, learning how to fall to minimize damage when unavoidable and stand back up. Yeah.
And read the last paragraph.
Join us to work on fascinating reinforcement learning, imitation learning, foundation nets for robotics.
Okay, so what was your impression? How was it trained to walk in the mulch?
That's crazy.
Oh, how was it trained to walk in the mulch? I mean, first of all, no eyes, so just somehow walking blind.
You think it was firm? They've done RL. In RL, actually holding the bot, since this is an early result. Optimus is actually Optimus feet are actually optimized for standing, because that's their expectation. It's going to be spending more of its time standing, so they're more worried about that than running or playing soccer or something like that. So it's got some optimizations to help it walk a little bit better, but they're realizing that based on their use case. So they're looking at their use case. What's our use case? Let's optimize to our use case. So that's what I'm pointing out is engineering is a trade-off. Optimization, everyone thinks optimization is perfection. It's like, no. Optimization is the art of compromise. You are compromised
by doing smaller things better, and by doing the smaller things better, you can group up all those smaller things together, and then you have an even better overall project. So yeah,
constantly to try to find what is the best overall. But any one individual system may not be perfect. So you have to make sure it fits the use case, and you're not trying to do more than you really want to do. Remember, they famously said no faster than 5 miles per hour. Okay.
Yes.
So they were designing to that.
Yeah.
All right. Again, Ashish says you make the model. Now, eventually, it probably won't matter because the compute will be so good and our physics will be so good. But right now, there are limitations, and you have to respect those limitations. And that's what probably took them a little while to get there. And so that's going to be tricky with that hand. That hand is going to be very hard. You have to be very frank and honest about that, is that absolutely it's not going to be easy for them to put into RL right away compared to other designs. But even then, all the other human hands that may not be using tendons, there's still some complicated linkages, and there's a lot of physics going on as well. So it's not going to be easy for them also. So again, here's what we've seen of what of an articulated toe box. What's the whole point of our
profile?
Yeah, the profile picture. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the profile picture changed, and everyone assumes this is like the new Gen 3.
There's got to be a final model.
So now, it's still a little bit of effort, but it's not.
You see what I'm saying? I don't even know what this number means. I don't really care. If you know what it is, you know what it is. But I can guarantee you, by scaling robot production,
it's hard to continue to 10x that for the next year up to 100,000. So that might mean the pilot line goes a little bit faster. You got to push your sub suppliers, but I don't see anything.
See, bro, look at this. Look at this. They talked about generative AI. I mean, not generative AI, agentic AI. This year is 2025. This year is 2025, all right? So I'm not going to take this number into account. But by 2026, with agentic AI, we go to 1,000, but to 10,000. You see how it exponentially increases? Because the robots going to start helping them. I'm telling you, the robots will start helping them. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? You don't believe me? You don't believe me? That's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to build a circular environment, a self-serving environment, an environment that insists upon itself so that they don't need to be its overseer. They can let it be because of the programs and the constraints that they gave it. But they gave it agentic AI. So the possibilities is also endless. And that means AI can also turn on us. You see what I'm saying? But I'm trying to tell y'all, this is the new age we're going into. Look at this, bro. This is not AI. This is literally not AI. This is a 1-hour video of a robot doing this. Bye-bye, Amazon workers. Bye-bye, Amazon workers. Bro, see, one thing about making money. America, y'all gotta understand, the national debt is fucking nothing. The national debt is in correlation to how much we invest. You can't make money if you don't spend it. So by America spending all of this money on AI, we can reach this result faster. Because of the reason why we're doing this great, big, beautiful bill is not because of the world. Fuck the world. Our greatest competitor right now is China. You see what I'm saying? It's China. So China probably already has this stuff to some small degree. You see what I'm saying? So, like, bro, this is what we're heading towards, man. And they already have it. They just don't have it mass produced yet. Look at this type of alloy. Look at these type of metals. We don't even have this shit in our cars, I bet. Because why would they? You don't believe me?
Doing chores.
This is not AI, man. Let's go to the subscribers. Look at this. This should have a fuck. These should have millions of subscribers right now. Let's go to this. 121K. Niggas are not paying attention because they're so concerned with what's going on across the other world. But you say you America first, right wing. You say you're liberal. You say you want to help out the poor in this world now. About identity politics. You want to get black people this. Y'all say y'all focus on America so much. Yet when something happens across the entire world, you say fuck America. But this is what's happening in America right now. You see what I'm saying? Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Russia, all this stuff. No, I don't care about those people. I care about China because China is the only nation that I've ever. China is the only nation in my 23 years of tenure in his life, of this physical life, that has, I can say devoutly, ruined my life. It ruined my plans. COVID ruined my plans, and I know they released that virus. I know they did. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, this is what we're fighting against, man. We gotta get this stuff. We gotta do this stuff now. It's just the agentic AI. It doesn't terrify me. It's alarming per se.
Here. Doing chores requires that you can take commands, move around the house, and manipulate things to complete tasks. Redwood is a multimodal AI that merges together language control, locomotion, and whole body manipulation into a single neural network that is both seamless and scalable to all kinds of tasks. Redwood isn't limited to the exact objects and locations seen in the training data. It actually generalizes to new positions of the objects being grasped. It is also able to pick up a bottle it hasn't seen before during training. By controlling Neo's entire body, Redwood makes it possible for Neo to bend over to reach a far object, or to perform multi-contact actions like opening a door. Whole body manipulation really broadens the scope of chores that Neo can decide what not to do. We'll be making an AI.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You see what I'm saying? Between the music and matching color palette, clothing palette, this feels like an art horror film that's about to go terribly wrong. The crazy elongated fingers, awkward pose, and faceless head, they literally credit Slender Man, but in your home 24/7. We're at the point where I literally can't tell if this is a teaser for a real tech currently unavailable on the start of a sci-fi horror series about to go terribly wrong. Either way, I'm here for it. So I'm telling you, I'm not making this shit up. I'm not making this up. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You see what I'm saying? Conspiracy theorists talk about stuff that normal people can't see. But you can go literally on YouTube and see this stuff. And every account that I see that talks about this have no subscribers. 25K? 25K? This channel has 25K. What? Figure. What? 121K. I don't even know this guy. So like, niggas are just not paying attention. And especially these niggas in politics. You niggas are not paying attention. China. I mean, not China. Iraq, Afghanistan, Jews. Fuck them niggas, bro. We better go to a new age of technology, nigga. So, yeah, if you made it this far in the video, like, sub, subscribe. If you agree with anything that I'm saying, put it in the comments. Y'all already know, man. Party out, bro.